So I'm shooting this live video after I just did an Insta story because I had a wonderful, beautiful friend ask about using peppermint essential oil with kiddos. So this is not the first time I've been asked on this topic, so I thought I would just shoot a short video to clarify if it's safe to use peppermint with kids and what is the fear surrounding it based on. So peppermint essential oil is amazing. It's probably an oil that I use every single day, and although I didn't get started with oils until my daughter was already 3 years old, when people ask me this question about using peppermint with kids, I always refer back to if I had got started with oils when my daughter was younger. I personally would use peppermint essential oil still, and I'm going to tell you why it's okay to still use with kids. But most importantly, make sure that you are doing what's right for you and not anyone else. So if you do not feel comfortable using an essential oil based on, what you've read, but remember, there are a lot of .coms out there that, aren't credible sources, but are providing information on their experience, and maybe you have to test or you have to call in question to which essential oils they were using and all that too, where there's synthetics and fragrances in it. So that's a whole other rabbit hole to jump down. But remember, it's up to you, do your research, and I'm just gonna tell you about what I would do personally as a mama and, a soon-to-be mama, because I have another little one growing in here right now, and I will totally be using peppermint. Again, I'm not gonna be using it directly on a newborn baby, but I will be diffusing it and all that. So with peppermint essential oil, there definitely have been some concerns over the toxicity of it with children, but here's what I want to say is that if you are diffusing it and using it in a safe amount, then it is totally okay for kiddos. So when we think of peppermint, it's really great for uplifting and invigorating, not that we need that for our babies, but it's also great for respiratory and helping with, opening up the system. So what I would say for this is to keep it to diffuser use. So whether you're going to pop, 2 to 3 drops of a pure grade essential oil into the diffuser and diffuse it that way, or say you are going to apply it topically to your kid, and I wouldn't suggest doing this to a little baby, but if your child is, 6 months to a year to 2 years, then make sure you are heavily diluting your oils anyways, regardless of what oil you're using. So if you are using peppermint, I would start with 1 drop of the essential oil into 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil. So carrier oil just helps dilute the essential oil down, and it will help carry it onto the skin, the surface area wherever you're applying it. And it's going to take away, the harshness of the oil, especially on a child's skin, which is very sensitive to begin with. So you always want to be diluting your oils down regardless of what you're using with children. But start with 1 drop of essential oil to 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil, whether it's fractionated coconut oil, olive oil, jojoba, sweet almond, anything kind of, oil-based or an oil product that can help carry the essential oil is beneficial. The only problem that comes into play here for peppermint on children is if you are using a high amount. But if we're talking safely about dilution and all that, then you know that you're only using 1 drop into 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil. So anything above and beyond that is not what I would recommend anyway. So if you keep the dilution ratio in mind when you're using, especially peppermint on little kids, then there should be no issue. So it's only when you get into that toxic range of using well over what is suggested. So if you guys need an article on dilution amounts and how to safely use them as you progress through the different ages, or with your skin and all that, let me know, because I will provide you with that resource. But other than that, be empowered, be informed, do your research, and just know that there is a safe place for oils in your home, for one, and with all stages of life. So as I have this new baby next month, or maybe the end of this month, who knows, there are ways that I'm going to be using the oils to support me with that new baby, but always considering safety and dilution in mind. So just know that this is a great option still for kids. And again, like I said, diffusing is still beautiful, and it's not like you have to throw it in their face, right? Just have it going in. Sorry, I got a phone call. So just have it diffusing in the room by them, and or in a room to help uplift you, but then it's also going to be great for invigoration and, opening the airways. And I also want to mention that I also told my friend this, that if peppermint is, say, something that you are still really concerned about and you're like, you know what, regardless of using it in safe amounts, I still am going to opt out of not using it, then I want to mention this instead. This is cardamom. So cardamom, you've probably heard of it and have it in your kitchen, is a much gentler oil to use in place of peppermint, especially with little ones. It's actually 10% off this month through the US warehouse. And then it kind of takes away that unsureness. Like those fearful thoughts, and just especially if you are new to oils and you want to just play it safely, then this is a nice safe option to use instead of peppermint. So you can use cardamom, again, diluting it down. You're still doing the same as you would with peppermint, and then you can apply it to the chest to help with any, respiratory and all that, but it's going to be much gentler on kiddos, especially little kiddos, than peppermint. So this is what I would recommend if, again, you're totally not on board with using peppermint with kids and you want a gentler, safer option with kids. So I hope that this helps in this whole question on peppermint with kiddos, and just clears the air a little bit. Literally, you can clear the air with peppermint. But let me know if you have any questions and if you want some more information on this topic specifically, because I got it for you, okay? So have a great Friday. Talk to you later.